past everybody on the board, presidents, everybody. There's some things I think I can come and just do better. When I say do better, make better, and then somebody after me is going to make it even better. So like the marketing side of things for me is kind of like where I want to focus right now, and take what's already been done well and just make it better, and then pass it off to when someone can run with it and do better than I can, So,
hey, Dana, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mike, but Dana, my internet's not good. Somebody else is gonna.
I'm gonna start the. I know you guys were starting to talk, but I'm gonna put the overlay for Dads After Dark real quick.
Okay, we won't be able to hear it or see it, right?
Y'all won't be. Yeah, you'll see it because I share screen to make it work.
Oh, okay.
And y'all can still talk. It's just kind of painful. Sorry, I'm totally disheveled. That live show always gets me crazy.
It was great though. Like I thought it was great. Like especially knowing that like Harold and stuff was watching. That's awesome.
Oh, that was my doing. Thank you very much.
Well, and I don't know.
He was intrigued by my Snap story of getting ready. So
I also I posted on Facebook in the middle of the show like James's name dropping, so I tagged Corey Barron. I don't know if it helped or not, but you know.
Let me post this real quick.
I think he just used the old link. Because the old link, if anyone has ever been to it, they'll be able to use that as well.
Parker's dead here. Hi, Scott.
How you doing?
All right, I'm going to get another drink and a snack.
Rodney, I love the Cajun thing.
Well, see, and Mike was saying that I kept dropping my accent. Do you think I was dropping my accent?
There were some moments.
No, come on. You're supposed to help me.
You were drunk, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
What's up? What's up, Parker? It would be cool if Adrian actually dropped in on this.
Yeah, is she on like a vacation?
Yeah, she needed a break from doing the whole like that whole like I believe in TTC. It was crazy. She did so much. Like I think I edited 3 or 4 videos to help her out with, but she did all of the other ones. She did all of the other ones. So she put in so much stuff. She needs a break. And usually she gets a break in the summer. Or at least they schedule her a break.
Yeah, because usually there's a guest director.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, Jennifer. Hi.
Wonderful to watch the show. I got to watch it live this week.
Oh, fun.
Hey, Jennifer, I don't know if you know how the sausage is made live show, right? But I actually wasn't able to see that interesting fact. I was just here and like just silent while everybody, on the internet,
witnessed it?
on the interwebs were witnessing it. And I had no idea what it was.
Apparently it was about
It was about what?
It was about tug of war.
Oh yeah. I think Dana mentioned that.
Yeah, basically from 1900 to 1920, it was considered an official Olympic sport.
Oh really?
So I was like, that needs to come back. Although Dana actually made the comment that I originally made and then cut, which was, oh, finally, something I'd be good at. And I was like, no, I don't think I'd be good at that either.
I don't know if there's any skill related to that. Hey, David.
Hey, James.
No, there is. There's like strategy, like who's going to be the anchor, who's going to be the, who's going to be in the front. Like there's lots of, there's
And do
strategy
you
involved.
time the pull
Right.
like a dog,
Right.
or do you just brute strength it? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, but I mean, like at the
Gotta
end of
be
the
in
day,
sync. You've got to be really in sync as well as a team. So,
but at the end of the day, whichever team is heavier has the advantage.
Well, you have to have some
That's where the
muscle
hard
to
work-
pull.
Well, see, the hard work comes in well
I
in
had-
advance
no,
because
if
it's hard
it
work
works
getting this to that.
not it's technique too. Because I remember, I go to football. My senior year, my offensive line, our starting center was 155 pounds and totally took out the preseason All-State 270-pound nose guard for the opposing team one game.
Yeah, that's all about leverage, though. See, I don't know.
You can manage that in the tug of war too. I mean,
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, in football, because I was the short, and believe it or not, short little guy on the offensive line in football, and this is so weird to be talking about this in Dad's After
Never
Dark.
would have.
look, James is here. Of course, we're going to talk sports ball.
but yeah, like I played center in high school, and I was just this little dude. Like, I know I'm like 240 pounds now, but at the time my coaches would have loved me to be 240 pounds, but I was like maybe 170 pounds, maybe. And yeah, soaking wet. And they even they even stretched my my statistics on the programs and stuff. Like, they said I was 5'7" or 5'8", like no, in my dreams. But yeah, that, like, I could take on these big, huge, gigantic nose guards because it's all about getting underneath them, get them at their legs, and they were just like, they were toast. Strategy. But with tug of war, man, I don't know. I mean, low center of gravity's got to be helpful, but
everyone knows that rule, so everybody's like parallel.
yeah,
with the
so
ground.
everybody, yeah, exactly. Everybody's gonna have these like short, squatty people on their team. Now, co-ed tug of war, that's the thing to be. That's fun to watch because the girls are intense. That's what I like to see. Bring it back to the Olympics.
I think when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I've won a tug of war match with a team. I was like, oh yeah, it's like field day in 5th grade. I think it was the last time I've ever played tug of war.
All right,
How
I'm
do you
gonna
and everybody else? Yeah.
After
So-
Dark show opener.
You gonna play the opener?
Playing the opener.
The amazing
Good
opening.
Fill your glasses up and sit your asses down. Coming to you live from their living rooms to yours, it's time for Dad's After Dark.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dad's After Dark. I'm eating peanut butter crackers. I'm starving.
I feel like Adrian wouldn't be letting you eat on screen.
Adrian's not here.
Yeah, but you told me to be Adrian, so you need to.
I got 2 left.
I want to officially welcome Matthew Winkler because this is the first time I remember seeing him at Dad's After Dark. So welcome, Matthew.
Hey,
So,
everybody.
it's funny you should say that because I saw him down there and I was like, no, he's been here before. No, it's board meetings on Zoom that I see him sitting in that.
All the Zoom runs together after a while.
All the Zoom runs. You're
They
right.
do, yes.
Hey,
I'm glad to be here.
Matthew, may I share with everybody, how it is that you met your wife?
Yeah, I think that would be appropriate for you to share that story.
Absolutely.
It was
Is
me.
it legally allowed?
Yes, definitely. It should be legally allowed.
Yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. It was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Actually, the fuller story is that that Matt was in his first show was Little Women.
Yep.
My first season as well. So I was still relatively new, and we got to know the Lee family, right? Wendy and Woody and Tori and Bella, and Colin and Hannah, and Sunny was a fairly regular theater performer several years before. But she only had done one show since I started, and that was Legally Blonde, which was that summer, right? And so you guys actually ended up being in the show together. But I believe before that, it was me. It was I who introduced the two of you to one another in the Lee's kitchen. So Wendy Lee likes to take credit because she orchestrated this whole party to try and get you guys together. So if we're going with the sports ball metaphor, it's like she was the one who assisted me, and I was the one who executed the play, right? So I was the one who actually went ahead and literally did the, hey, this is, Matt, this is Sunny, and now they have a child named James.
That's right, we do, named after a James. That's right.
That's cool.
Is it really named after James, Joe?
It's not named. The James is not named after me. No, but I like to tell people that. I like to tell people that he is.
I think it's fine for him to claim him as the namesake. I think that's great.
Dude, where are you coming from? I don't know. I don't recognize that part. Where are you coming from?
Here?
Yeah.
This is our little sitting area. This is our couch, and there's Freya.
Oh, okay. Are those the curtains?
No, we actually had these. We've had these in all of our houses that we've lived in.
Well, never mind then.
Yeah.
I clearly don't know what the inside of your house looks like.
Yeah.
This looks
You mean
different.
all the houses y'all have lived in, right? Because didn't you and James roomed for a while, right?
Yes,
did.
I meant I guess the places that Sunny and I have lived
yeah.
together. Yeah, James and I did live together.
Okay, I was gonna say if it was when y'all all the time James would have recognized those curtains. I would hope, unless he has my observational skills.
I have your observational skills, David.
Okay, Captain Oblivious.
I don't know if we had any curtains when I lived with James. I think it was just the bachelor pad. We had some blinds maybe. No, I didn't have any curtains.
I was there once between shows between Saturday shows of something, but I don't remember which show.
There was a show full of kids. Tarzan.
It was Tarzan.
That's it,
yeah, I was working crew. That I was stage left Revolve.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, we were
back when we used people to turn the revolves.
Yep.
We still use people, but they're just part of the cast.
Have you done shows that had much revolves recently?
Little Shop.
Little Shop.
Okay.
And My Fair Lady, the first show that Gina and I were in.
I gotta admit, I've seen a show or two in my life, but being on a show that has the dual revolves like that was insane. Like, where am I supposed to be? And then get on this, but don't fall off. And because I almost died in Little Shop a couple of times because it would start to move right before the cue of it needs to move. And that's right as you got 1 foot just putting weight on the revolve. Anyone who's ever done that knows exactly what I'm talking about. Was not fun. And I
Dana, when you were part of the quartet, y'all were always on that stage over there, up on stage right. Y'all were always over there.
When we were on stage,
coming up from the bar,
I was in charge of pushing the revolve a couple of times. So I never was on the revolve when it spun for
well, unless when y'all were exiting or entering the bar and you couldn't get out in time, we were trying to move it.
That's true. There was that, and there was the part where we're supposed to kind of vogue strike a pose at the end of the song, and we got turned while sitting on the revolve. Or because Tommy Two Wheels had to go to the bathroom, he wasn't even in that scene until the end, and he rolled up. And then just
My Fair Lady, that was a heavy set too, wasn't it?
My goodness, it's so much heavier. Yeah, so heavy because they connected in the middle. So
yes.
So it extended off.
They had a balcony that you could stand on.
It was what?
So that was
3 feet off the revolve on either side, like on each revolve of just solid wood that came and met in the middle like that when you opened into his office.
Yeah, it was insane. It was.
Have you guys had to stand on the revolve while it's moving? You basically have to pinch the penny. Like you have to squeeze tight, like, or you are gonna fall over. Like we had to do that in Little Night Music, and I was just standing by myself, and it's supposed to be this dramatic turn, and I'm just squeezing my core as tight as I can.
Yeah, but
I remember revolving
just hanging out.
Yep, you were. Yeah.
But hanging out on the revolve is a completely different thing than walking onto the revolve while it's revolving. Like I had to do that during Little Shop, and yeah, that throws. And, you know, it's more challenging than walking on those like people movers that they have in the airports or whatever, where you walk on it and you like keep walking and then you get off of it and you feel like you're walking like a snail. But this thing is moving in a circle, and every show it was. I thought I was gonna die because I had to go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I had to go from my first song where I did the you know, I am your dentist or whatever. I had to go back behind and come into the shop, you know, from the outside to the inside, and they were moving it as my song was ending, and I had to like step on it and walk, and oh my gosh, like I thought I was gonna die every time.
There's that scene where I have to step onto the revolve, go through the door, and come out the other side, and then walk off to the right to talk to the street urchins. Like the first time, probably even the second, maybe a little the third, I literally was like, ooh. like just that movement, and you're like, this is not. So my ears, like, I don't know, it was weird.
And you have to remember dialogue and blocking, and
which is why that first time I was like, hey, you people on the street. Go ahead.
Cynthia, do you remember the end of Act 1 Tarzan? Scott Mills. Scott, while singing his number, had to run around had to run around while the revolve was turning, and had to run around so that he could get around and go up the rock, basically, that he was ending Act 1 on.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so he was running around the revolve opposite the direction it was turning, while singing his closing note, and then, you know, climbing up to the rock, the top of the rock, to do his, you know, final note or whatever. And that yeah.
Matt, were you in Tarzan?
Yes, I was.
Yes, he was one of the guys. He was Zach's cohort, so to speak.
Yeah,
that's right.
Nice.
But didn't want him to shoot at the end.
Didn't you get engaged during Tarzan?
Did I get engaged? I think I did get engaged during Tarzan. I think it was right before, because I remember coming to a rehearsal, and it was a really big deal. I mean, obviously, but yeah.
So
whatever.
Matt, I've known you since. Were you the producer for? What was the first show I was in?
Oh my gosh! My Fair Lady.
Yes, we did do. We were producers of that show.
Yeah, so I remember meeting you then, and I didn't know who this person was, and then I ended up on the board with you, and then I'm hearing stories throughout, like, yeah, when Matt was in this or Matt was in that, and then tonight all this. Like, I've never seen you perform. I had no idea.
I only performed in 2015. It was a limited year that I
limited engagement.
Yeah, limited engagement.
He was a great UPS driver.
Limited edition.
Yeah.
When I was
talking like it's time. It's time, man. Come on.
To bring up with James. So, one of the cool things about watching or having Broadway HD or whatever it is through Amazon is you get to watch some really cool shows. And Zachary Levi does a fantastic performance in She Loves Me. And Maddie and I, Sokola, who's my roommate right now, like, we started watching it the other night, and I was like, I wonder what that She Loves Me set was like. Did it open like that with the revolves and all of that on your performance?
It was actually very much exactly like that. The set was actually really cool. Cody Arn, I'm eating ice cream.
Oh, that looks fantastic.
Vanilla ice cream?
It is actually vanilla ice cream, chocolate.
He about the ice cream.
Rodney said you were going to ask me what I was drinking, right? I'm not a big drinker. And so I was thinking what else I could bring that is decadent, that is indulgent. So, you know,
Ice cream.
a dessert. No, actually, so Cody designed that set. Cody Arn designed that set, and he designed it to look a lot like the Broadway HD. That performance with Zachary Levi and Jane Krakowski and Laura Benanti, and so it did actually fold out like that.
Speaking of the revolves.
Yes. Yeah. So it actually looked really, really good.
That's amazing. I hadn't seen that show, period, until maybe 3 months ago, and I fell in love with it. It's such a great show. Zachary Levi, like I knew him as Chuck, if you ever saw that TV show. So I was like, who is this? What is this guy? Like, what? I'm not going to watch this. It's Chuck. No. He was good.
It is surprising when you like know somebody and then you like figure out that they're also very talented at like singing or stage acting, right?
Yeah. Spring Awakening. Spring Awakening. Today, I didn't realize until I listened to the cast album recently that Jonathan Groff was in it. That he played the lead in that.
Okay, so I have a question for there's a couple of luminaries on here, and I know Jennifer for sure has done this, but I want to know. So TTC is predominantly or almost exclusively. I know they've done some straight plays before, but what's everybody's experience with straight plays? Like, what is it like? What is it like moving between doing musicals and then doing straight plays?
It's hard. I remember, so I grew up doing straight plays, and then I didn't do them forever. I did musicals, and then I went and did a few straight plays at Stage Center, and I was like, wait, we don't sing about our feelings? We have to talk about our feelings? What? Like, I was like, where's the song where I express my feelings here? And instead, you're just talking to them. So some people love doing straight plays and have a hard time switching to musical theater. And some love doing musical theater and going to straight plays. So
I don't know. Like my thing is I always got bigger roles in straight plays. And so it was more of like, oh, good, I have lots of lines to learn now. And then the musical, it's like you get your one line and then you're singing in the chorus. And it's like, let's go. I think what I've experienced a lot is straight plays sometimes tend to have almost like smaller venues, just depending on where you are, just because you can do a lot more, sometimes with a lot less as far as like a set's concerned. And so I think it's actually for me sometimes harder not to break character because I can hear the audience during a straight show sometimes. And it's so much fun to have that, especially during a comedy, but sometimes you're just like, could you shut up so I could say my lines and not break character right now? Thanks.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to die when Cynthia like did the whole you in Mamma Mia, and she would sing that song Mamma Mia, and every time she would take a step towards me and look at me like she's gonna punch me in the throat, like there was one time, and Cynthia, you probably remember where I'm frozen in time because this is an out of body experience for her, and I'm stoic like. I just did one little like, oh shit.
If you had broken, I would have just lost it. I would have.
Do you remember that though?
Yes.
Oh
yes. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, I had to look through you and past you. But then you had like freaking God, who was over there on that in the wings? And they're like on the wings and like, ooh, sexy, trying to make me screw up. And that was never pleasant either. And James, you hit him on the head about Community. In this, like, they love you and they want you to screw up, not because of any other reason than they just love you and want to have fun with you.
So I will say that Mamma Mia, that was when I see a show at TTC, usually I see it once and then I'm fine, But with Mamma Mia, I wanted to see it again because it was so fun. It was such a fun show. Like I love that show because I saw it at TTC. Now I hadn't seen it before, But it was such a fun production that made me like, and I actually did end up seeing it like 1.5 times. Like half because I had to leave somewhere, I think in the first act or something the second time.
So you saw Mamma Mia 1.5 times, and Dana saw Sunday in the Park with George not even half the time.
We're gonna just count it as 0.
Yikes.
Wow.
Round down, right?
Man.
So James, did you like pick up anything? Like, was there anything? So I haven't watched too many shows like on multiple times because I'm a teacher and I'm Poe. But was there anything that you like picked up? Was there anything that you noticed different or that you picked up? I mean, I know Mamma Mia is not a hyper complicated show, but is there something that you? It's well, your character is complicated, but the show in general is pretty.
No, it's a fun, fun.
But like, is there something that you like picked up in the performances of Mamma Mia that you didn't catch the first time, or like?
I will say, and it sounds like you've set me up for this compliment, and it's not the case. We didn't plan this, but I will say that probably I realized how good a dancer you are, man. Like, and I don't know if I would have remembered that by just watching it once, you know. So when I like, I gotta have seen it twice to see those moves and think, wow, yeah, that guy's.
Oh my gosh! Dancer. Ding ding ding.
Thank
ding.
you. Yeah. Like
we called him Rod the Bod in that show. Like, remember that? Like, he was the pole, and we would all go dance around.
It's like the best part ever.
I totally messed with Stephanie McCartney throughout when she was dancing right in front of me and like started going down. Like, maybe I saved that for after dark. But
we have a famous telethon host here.
That's right, Carrie.
Carrie!
Hi.
Carrie, thank you for helping us through the technical difficulties at the beginning there.
Oh yeah, I felt bad. I was like trying to respond and it must not have like gone through right away. But I'm happy to help.
Man, it's been very stressful to do this live, but it's worth it. It's cool.
That's what I hear.
I like it now because before it's like you might reference something from the show and I'm like, I'd love to know what that was about, and I'll find out in the next day or two. But yeah, so now that's cool.
I'm adding more graphic stuff throughout. You know, every week I'll do a little more as I get more comfortable with the software. But all that extra work that we did in post was, I mean, like all day on Friday and Saturday to take
Taylor
out. So
tell me about it,
Taylor. So and it took all of us like to make it, well, except for Mike, because he's like, hey, you guys are doing a great job. But
you need a delegator. Like, you need a supervisor.
Pull back the curtain a little bit. Mike, like, his job is basically sending us TikToks and memes and stuff like that while we're all like
closing out the show.
Yeah.
He's the social media guru of the team.
Yeah, it's been a challenge, but I think fun and I think worth it because it gets recorded. I just download it and do the podcast the next day so folks can listen. Adding, if you watch today, I added graphics like Diva point, and I mean it's not the same and it won't be, but it's the best I could do. This isn't my full-time job. So now if you know anyone that wants to take over some of that production piece during the show that would love to do that, what's the word?
Free.
Pro bono. then send them my way. I'd be more than happy to get them up to speed on what I've done so far. And with that, we're closing out.
Crickets.
Like, Dana really complaining that much?
That's an
one of those.
So
you volunteer to take a step forward, and everybody steps backwards, but one.
Yeah.
So what was the question that somebody had asked? The favorite memory thing.
You said you had some stories for After Dark.
Yeah.
I do. I have a couple stories for After Dark, but I will say, because Taylor's here. No. So one of the story that I was going to share about like what was my favorite memory at TTC was when I was doing Mary Poppins, like when we were doing Mary Poppins, I was working backstage. I don't know if you remember this, Taylor. There was one show, an actual show where like my job was to like move the staircase like up against the balcony and then hook it on, right? And then I was supposed to hook it on and then leave. But like there's a facing underneath the staircase, right? And so you're not supposed to be able to see me. So I hook it, and then I think I remember that you were supposed to pull the curtains, right? And you didn't see me, and I think you thought that I had left, like after I hooked the staircase. And so you started pulling the curtains, right? But I was still stuck behind the staircase, and so I couldn't move. And so once the curtains opened, I was like stuck behind the staircase, and I had to be there for like 20 minutes because it was a long scene. That was like the longest scene of that show. And so like the people on the wings could see me, but like the audience couldn't, and it was an actual show. So going back to the thing of like Dave, like the wings, the thing Dana said of people like trying to make you laugh and stuff. Yeah, it was just like, I was like, I was there for like 20 minutes, did some like push-ups or sit-ups or something. And then other people were trying to get me to laugh and stuff like that. So
I can't think of his name now. The guy who played with next to Adrian Rowell in the
what show?
Mitchell.
Oh, Brad. Yeah, Mitchell Bradford. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah. Didn't he have to like open a closet door and something during that scene, like in that staircase?
Probably.
Maybe. I don't
I
remember
remember thinking,
like, the audience ever
you could
seeing
hand
me,
him
though.
whatever it was he was having to pull out, having to get out of it or something.
I don't think that was me though. Yeah, I think maybe that was somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
So.
I guess real quickly, the other the story that I get to share about Mary Poppins that is more appropriate for this audience is so there's so John McMullen, right? He used to do shows back in the day, and if you've spent any time with the dude, you know that he goes out of his way to correct you if you curse, right? He'll offer an alternative to the curse that you committed to, right? The thing that you verbalized. And so I was moving the giant like chimney thing, like the half house thing. You know what I'm talking about? Tay knows what I'm talking about, right?
That thing was ginormous.
It was like the half. It was like like 3/4 of a roof of a house or something, right?
It was originally bigger than that, but the fly people came in and told us that it had to be smaller.
Oh man, it was massive.
Yeah. The set was getting in the way of the flying equipment. That's how big.
Which is awesome, by the way.
This was a Dean Kofer set for those of you who know him.
Yes. So I was moving that thing during a show, like, and there's music that's, somebody's vamping, and I think I run like I think that big set piece, like it runs into like the back of my foot, right? And being the good Christian boy that I am, I uttered an expletive, right? I said, "Oh, motherfucker," right? John was moving something off set, goes out of his way to come back he's already off on the wings, goes out of his way to come back to me and whisper in my ear, "Mother freaker," and then walks off again. Like during a show while we were moving set pieces. So
I think
you needed to know.
That's a very John story.
It's a very John story.
I love him.
Why do I always forget the My Fair Lady? We were in My Fair Lady, and that was my first show. That was my first.
Wait, was that your first show, Dana? I don't think you told us that was your first show.
What was your first show, Dana?
Was that your first show?
Madeline, you need to do the Dana. Dana, what was your first show?
Dana. Madeline, oh.
Hit the button.
My wife
Sorry,
said she needs one of those buttons, and I'm like, no.
I'll give her one.
No.
Oh, she'll be receiving one.
We were doing a change for Ask It, and I was, you know how like when you're trying to fast get your jacket on, right? And it's a fitted suit jacket, and you're kind of like chasing it around, and as you're chasing it around, you're like, shit, I can't. Sounds like you gotta learn a few more different words than what you're using. I'm sorry, John, I can't get this. Well, if I help you, will you stop? I said, absolutely. Get over here and help me get my arm in this stupid thing.
You have his inflection down amazingly.
I love that guy, man. Bring it in. Give me that hug. I need that hug. Fantastic.
He's like Jello. He molds to your body when you hug him. It's like it's just like, you know, it just like sort of like, you know, and then goes right into your like nooks and crannies. It's a very intimate hug that guy gives.
I don't like nooks and crannies as the descriptor for that one.
It
It's
is
accurate, but
unpleasant.
I still don't like it.
I haven't. I don't know that I've been in a show with him since then, though. No.
I think what John's
Maybe
last
not.
show was.
He's been doing stuff elsewhere, though.
Stage Center.
Yeah, Stage Center.
He was in Joseph, right?
That's right.
Yes, yeah, he was in Joseph.
Was he Potiphar in Joseph?
No, he was the. Oh yeah, he was Potiphar, but he was also the dad.
Jacob
Jacob and Sons. Yeah.
Jacob and Sons.
Jacob.
No
and-
Dan.
That show.
You guys want to see the tiny microphone I got?
Sure.
You tell.
Oh my goodness. What?
That is so cute.
Oh, that is tiny.
It looks normal size whenever you hold it up to the camera like that.
Right?
Like it's like when you catch a fish and you hold it close to the camera, you know.
Oh, you know that trick? Damn.
Oh my
But
God.
I fully intend on bringing it to Rodney's house tomorrow morning and asking all of the dogs, by that I mean 2, what they think, and then also Pickett what they think about the world today. And I'm gonna post it. You guys
Are you checking in on those fur babies of his? Oh.
Yeah, I had some great quality time with the animals tonight. We were all in the same room. Rodney, life was good.
Good.
Yep. Abigail's doing amazing. What a woman. We love it. Could not be better.
Did you try to feed her? She has not eaten, like, I don't know, she's on some kind of like, I don't know. I think she's trying to prove to us some kind of, I don't know, point, or
Maybe it's because she's molting.
well, yeah, but I don't know why she's molting. She like molts every week. I don't understand. I don't understand. So we're talking for all of you, and
I was
for
like,
all
what?
of you who are lost.
Abigail's an
son has
animal?
a
Okay.
Yeah, my son has a leopard gecko, and she's been on a fast for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months now, and she finally ate something yesterday after Mandy like painstakingly peeled off all of her like excess skin. So, but
She's so cute, though.
Anyway, so Madeline, she is super cute.
It was really funny though, because I let Rizzo in, and Rizzo like walked up to Pickett and like bent down and sniffed her, and Pickett was like, and didn't even use claws, but just like pawed, and Rizzo went and then just ran away. And then Pickett was like in between the table and the couch. Pickett was like in the middle, so Rizzo hopped up on the couch and then across so that she didn't have to pass Pickett. It was
Yeah,
good.
she's real brave. Real brave.
Little guy's like this big, and Rizzo was a German short hair pointer.
We were sitting for those of y'all who may have not watched the show, right behind me is the Frio River, and we were sitting in it just a few minutes or like a few hours ago.
What city are you in?
We are between
Here.
Yeah, we're between Concan and Lakey.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're very close to Garner State Park.
What's the name of the thing you're at? The resort.
We're at the Rockin' River Ranch.
Rockin' River Ranch. Okay.
And it's this like, it's pretty cool because there's like, they've got this central area that's got a kitchen and a big pavilion, and then there's cabins all around, and you have to rent the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
So Christy Petty, who was here just a few seconds ago, she actually like put the whole thing on her credit card for like the whole week. And the first half of the week, she was going to be here all week. And the first half of her week was cut short because there was a little COVID scare with Jackson. so she had to cancel so that he could finish his his quarantine or whatever, just make sure that he would continue to test negative or whatever. And then, but at one point we had canceled the whole thing, but they weren't going to give her a refund. So, I mean, she's super awesome for like putting this all on her card or whatever. And luckily we're able to give her a little bit back or whatever. We're definitely paying our part, but she's still having to eat most of the first part of the week. So, but it's really, you have to actually rent the whole thing. It would
Do you have
be
to rent the whole thing?
Yeah, the whole thing. I'm sorry, I've been drinking all day.
No, I'm just.
Look, Dana, when you start drinking, you repeat yourself.
There's no way that I repeat myself as much as you do.
You're on the pathway. I'm telling you.
There's no way. But yeah, so it's really beautiful out here. Like, I mean, the river's super low right now. So, I mean, if you went to come to do just a standard float, you would be doing a lot of walking your tube. But there's kind of a hole back to my right over here. That's I don't know, 3 to 4 feet deep or whatever. It's perfect for putting your lawn chair down and and sitting like, I don't know, about chest deep in the water. It's like that's what I want to do. Just sit in the river. Yeah. So
now I grew up Southern Baptist, and so Alto Frio nearby was near Lakey was our Mecca, basically.
Yeah.
So
there's a place called River Bend over there too, that has cabins and whatnot. That's right outside of Garner. And I remember growing up, and my grandparents took me and my cousin there, my older cousin, by a year, whatever. And then my ex-wife, like, they were like, "You want to go camping with us? We go every year." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." And we ended up at the same freaking place. Like, what are the odds? 25 years later. God, I'm old. So that was interesting.
Yeah, whenever I was in high school, we went to Garner. Me and like 3 other friends went to Garner, and we did kind of the same thing where we just went like right off of our campsite. We went into the river and just set up our folding chairs and got our boom box. This was before, like, we didn't have no Bluetooth speakers like we have now. Just had our boom box, and we would watch people float by and wink at girls. We had zero game.
You still have zero game.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. He's got the dance moves,
He does. He is Rod the Bod for a reason.
Diva burn.
Yeah.
I know. So, okay, I have a question, Carrie. You were watching the live stream, right? Could you?
Yes, for the beginning
mostly. Could you hear the Diva burns?
I was also playing Paper Mario, so.
Okay.
Now they were.
That is a big burn right there, Dana.
I'm so
were
sorry.
You watching, David?
Yeah.
Okay, so could you hear the Diva burns? Could you hear Jennifer Riley?
Kate's voice comes through loud and clear.
And Jennifer Riley's fun fact and Roger and all that.
Yeah. No, the only thing I couldn't hear was at the very beginning. I think it was your mic was off or something like that, and so until you started talking about checking with Carrie about the sound and stuff, and that's when it turned on.
Hey, what was the show that you guys asked Roger to summarize today?
Spring Awakening.
Spring Awakening.
My favorite show. Spring Awakening.
Spring Awakening.
He did not do well.
I'm sure he didn't.
I've not seen it. I don't know very much about it either.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
It's not
good.
like Dirty
It's
Dancing.
a hard one to recap though. Like I'll get.
It's a big sad. Yeah.
Big sad.
Very big
Got it.
sad. Yeah.
Carousel.
hard
Got
one.
it.
Just to watch any clips of the Jeff West production. That's awesome, right, Madeline? You've seen it, I think, right?
Wait, say that again.
The Jeff West production.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have people singing it while people signed it? Okay.
Yes.
But it
They
was
had
different.
battles.
It made it to Broadway,
Yeah, it was
Cool.
super cool.
That's cool.
and they performed at the
Christopher
Tony
Rodriguez.
Award. They performed at the Tony Awards the year Hamilton swept everything.
Mhm.
Aw.
Yes.
Krista Rodriguez was in it. And she was performing at the Tonys while fighting breast cancer. So
Wow.
cool. Mm-hmm.
Was she in something with Zachary Levi?
First
date. First date. That was her.
Yeah, first date. She was also in Addams Family. She was Wednesday.
Ooh.
Oh wait.
Oh.
Christina Ricci?
No.
Christopher Rodriguez.
Oh, you're talking about the on-stage production. Sorry.
Yes.
This is a show about theater, Dana.
That's why they were talking about the Tonys.
You're right.
There's some of those people who've been in movies that have also been on the stage.
Like Nathan Lane. Mm.
Yes.
Yeah, he's one.
Nobody
Like
will
Zachary
do better than
Levi?
Nathan Lane ever.
He's awesome. He's awesome. I remember it was last year's Tonys, I think, when they released the goats out in the audience or something, and Nathan Lane just kind of was like, get these things away from me.
I love him.
He's awesome. Yeah.
Is there a stage production of Birdcage?
Oh,
I don't think so.
No.
What about
that would be a good one?
That would be good.
Tu Wong Fu, love everything. Julie Newmar.
Is there an on-stage production of that?
No, but I want there to be.
There's a lot of shows that I have not seen.
You know, when I started getting into theater, I was so surprised at how so many things had already been made into stage musicals, like Legally Blonde, Shrek, and these are all just like in the first season that I started doing stuff. Yeah, I know that's a lot. That's two that I named, but that's a lot.
I was waiting for you to keep going.
Was
And you,
Carousel a music? A movie? Maybe?
Carousel was based on a Hungarian novel that you can you can tell I know a little bit about that show. No, She Loves Me, right? I mean,
yeah,
I think that was kind of backwards.
Shop around the corner and you've got mail.
Yeah.
Was the movie before the stage show or the other way around? Shop Around the Corner.
I think Shop Around the Corner was before the stage show.
She Loves Me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then You Got Mail was afterwards. Got it.
Yes.
I found that I don't know. It's like if I'm fishing once, I go nuts and buy a bunch of fishing crap because go all in, right? So I got Broadway HD. I started watching shows that I was familiar with, but I hadn't seen Broadway versions of. So Oklahoma, and I was like, Hugh Jackman, what? And then
Oklahoma,
and then of course Phantom and stuff. And I got to the point where I was like, I can't watch anymore right now, like because that's all I was doing. I was watching stage shows, and I'd find myself in my car not even putting on my radio and just singing stuff and then saying, oh, I don't remember those lyrics. Well, maybe I need to download the music. And it became a very expensive habit because you're downloading the tunes and you're paying a subscription to Broadway HD and I was like, you know what, just back off, dude. Like,
now, so Dana, did you? So we don't know each other too well, but you weren't like some people did theater like years ago and they come back, as like after they've like several decades or something like that. But this is you also like the stage stuff is relatively new to you as well.
Yeah, I was a musician.
Acting.
Dana's been doing this his whole life.
No, yeah, 100%.
Acting stage stuff is new. He's been on the stage before.
I've been on the stage performing music for years in Austin. I lived in Austin for 20 plus years. So that's like what you do. You're a musician. And
he's still figuring the acting part out.
I am definitely. I appreciate that. I know that was meant for a burn, but it's not because I'm 100% agreeing with you.
It was a burn, but no, you have grown so much. I mean, remember My Fair Lady when, you didn't know anything, and now look at you.
I still don't.
Well, that's true.
You know more than you did is all they can mean.
And one of the things that I tell stories about behind Madeline's back is how much I felt like I disappointed her in Rocky Horror, because I was so gassed from not being able to start the dang freaking motorcycle the first two shows. I ran out there. I couldn't do the dance number very well. I couldn't sing very well. And I was like, I just want you to look great because you're Columbia. And I feel terrible still to this day about that. And you can ask some of these people that have heard me talk about this in privacy, like Cynthia and Rodney and Mike. Oh, of course, Mike's already gone. But
do I look concerned?
Do what?
Do I look concerned?
I don't know. I can't read you.
You know, I think I was at that. I think I was at that production where the bike didn't start. I think.
You mean all of them?
No.
Yeah, it only started
just
one
the first
time.
two. The last two, it did start. What did Carrie do? I missed it. Damn it.
Nothing. She's just embarrassed for everyone.
Vroom vroom.
So the last show, I started it right away. And it was like way too early. And so I know everybody smelt fumes in the theater because it was running for like 2.5 minutes.
Dana, look at
So
what Mike
Mike
just put on the
says
chat.
Mike says he's still here, and by the way, his Eddie bike started every night.
His Eddie bike did start every night. Good times.
Mike.
We made the joke that Dana should just ride it.
Where are you, Mike? What is where are you?
I am yeah, so I sold my house, so I'm living with my mother-in-law. So we've got multiple people in the house, so I'm kind of having to do the both roles, like going there for a bit, coming here for a bit. So yeah.
It's just everything is up close, and so it's really hard to see. It's really hard to tell what's going on there. So.
But yeah, James, to your point, I'm very new at this whole thing, and but I would agree that certainly I've grown a lot and learned a lot. Getting the opportunity to be in Mamma Mia, where I learned from Rob, and then several shows later being in 2 shows back to back with Rocky Horror and Little Shop. It was great then to get the Adrian kind of direction. And I remember sitting out, Rod, you and I were there with Rob at Carney's having a beer, just talking and just learning. And it was probably one of the peaks of not being on stage, but learning about theater and learning about acting. And he has so much insight, and it was a great opportunity. I know, Rodney, you would agree. So
Yep.
Nobody cares.
Madeline, what's happening?
Nobody cares.
So if you didn't watch the show and you've watched previous shows where Adrian does the nobody cares every time I open my mouth, Cynthia filled that role perfectly this evening.
We knew she was. You do tend to ramble.
There was a moment during the live stream where I thought that Dana was about to tell the story about how he got involved with the theater company again, and I was going to message in the YouTube comments like, "Please God, not again!" Like I can't.
So I think
I don't
mentioned
actually
his
know
first
this,
show
but-
like 40 times.
Typical Dad's After Dark thing when he's had plenty of alcohol.
I got it tonight.
Give it time.
Kern Irish whiskey. This bottle is fantastic. And
Look at that. Where's the line on that? How much have you had tonight?
I've not even had half of it yet. So
Well, but it's one night.
I'm sorry,
Freaking
lightweight.
what?
You had one mixed drink and you can't even complete a sentence.
Diva
Dude.
burn.
Dude, I've had way more than one. I've had 2 during the show, and that one, I don't know, that one with where I filled the this one where I filled the that much vodka. Dude,
Did y'all hear the music?
this was
The
so
bullfrog?
strong.
Yeah.
The Cajun music?
Jennifer.
Before it started? Before the live stream started?
Before the live stream started, but
I
then
was very,
Yes,
I
we
was
did
like,
hear that.
did Brandon write this? I
No.
was very,
and then I played it during Rodney's thing. I had it looping in that too.
Huh. I happen to, by the way,
Oh shit!
Oh dear.
yes, girl. Hey.
Get some. Get some. I
my show is recording that. Oh wait, it's recorded. Hi.
Oh my god.
Hey girl. Yeah, I'm just heading out.
Yo, this mic is so small. I'm obsessed with it. I'm like literally speaking into the microphone because I love this so much.
It's a real one. So it's a real one. It works.
It's a real microphone, yeah. I have a video of like Carol, my cat, and it's just she's purring into it. It's really cute. I'm gonna share all of my escapades with me miking up animals.
You can come over and talk to Cheddar and Cassie if you want.
Yes.
So
yes.
Pickett, please tell me, Pickett, do you miss your papa?
And he'll be good. And then walk away.
Please tell me, Pickett, do you miss your papa?
He was cuddling with me though, so.
Oh.
An angel.
I was like,
he is a
I was
cuddler.
gonna say you're Rodney's regarding Rodney's.
What was that, David?
Oh, that's good. Regarding Rodney's cocktail and the Mountain Dew thing, I seem to remember a fun fact posted a few months ago about how Mountain Dew was actually created to be a mixer.
For
Right,
moonshine.
Jen?
For moonshine.
But like with what? Moonshine.
It was just
Whiskey.
moonshine.
Whiskey
Like
and
because
moonshine.
Mountain Dew.
Kate.
Mountain Dew was a euphemism for moonshine for a while, and so then the actual drink became a mixer.
It mixes so well with
Interesting.
so many cocktails. Like Mountain Dew is delicious.
We love
Cake.
mixing our uppers with our downers.
Kate, look
Yeah.
at my tiny microphone.
Oh, it's so cute. How adorable.
Oh, I've heard that voice. I've heard that voice a few times tonight.
What voice?
Kate?
Oh, the Diva burn thing.
It's regular now. And with
Dude.
Cynthia as a host, it
Yeah.
comes up quite a lot.
Yeah,
He
I
was on
believe
fuego.
that. I was like saying the other day, it's like almost triggering to me. Like every time I hear it, I'm like, ah.
I still need to
No reaction
redo
to
it.
hear your voice, but it sounds perfect. It sounds perfect.
I need to redo it.
Oh.
There's a point in that show where I think she's had a little to drink, and she
No, never.
Diva bird like gets all growly on it, and I gotta capture that one and throw it in.
Come on, baby.
That one.
I remember that one. It was awesome.
I gave y'all so much ammo with that recording. I was so worried. I was like, Adrian, I'm gonna make a fool of myself. She was like,
it was awesome.
Are you still in quarantine or are you?
I am. Yeah, it's over in 2 days.
Yay!
I'm so excited.
James Cho gave you a shout out in the show, by the way.
Really?
Of course, of course.
How did it go, James? How was your interview?
It was great. They had me sing a super hard song. I don't know what that was about.
You sang?
I did. No, it was I brought it upon myself. No, hey, I paid you a compliment earlier. I had mentioned how you just make everybody feel so important, so like they're being seen, and that's a talent, that's a skill. So
That's so nice.
Take that as you will.
Kate, we talked about James auditioning for Spam-A-Lot, and I don't know if you remember in Spam-A-Lot, I remember your face running across the stage with a knife, chasing someone, and you're like,
yes.
What was that scene? Like, what? It was hilarious.
Was the, Runaway.
Was it the Runaway?
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Before or after
I
the
always
hijinks?
in those scenes that they were like big group scenes. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. I'm a huge attention grabber, and I don't mean that in like a good way, like in a bad way. Like I always want the attention on me, and so anytime we had like a big chorus moment where something was happening, where a bunch of us were moving across stage, and Randy would be like, okay, so we're gonna have like, he wasn't super specific, which is one of the things that like made him such a great director, is he kind of let us have some freedoms. But sometimes I would like take them a little too far and like take a lot of liberty in it. And so that show and Young Frankenstein, thankfully both very quirky shows, I was very like overly animated, and there's so many photos of not only me, but a lot of other people making some really hilarious faces in different scenes.
He always said, though, it's much easier to bring you down than it is to try to get you to get your big mistake. I think is what he called them.
I'm just trying to give him as much ammo, and he can tell me to reel it back anytime.
I just remember I didn't know you very well for that show. And I remember thinking this gorgeous woman is not afraid to make these like hilarious comedic faces. Like it was a good comedic acting lesson for me.
I mean, I don't know.
She is Kate the Great. So
I am. I'm trying to make it happen, but nobody likes it. It's fine. So I just keep putting it on things.
I also like your Captain Marvel outfit for the I Believe thing was epic. Like,
isn't that great?
That was awesome.
So that's what I wore for Halloween this past year. But okay. So there's this theater group that one of my roommates is a part of here in New York, and they're called A Drinking Game New York City. And they read famous movie scripts and they act it out on stage, and you drink to certain words. So like every Halloween they do Hocus Pocus. Anytime they say witch, anytime they say spell, anytime like a certain line is said, you all take drinks. And so I was really excited to go out as Captain Marvel, but I got to this event and didn't get any pictures and drank the whole night. So there's like no good pictures of this costume. So I was like, we're pulling this out every chance we get. So I'm glad that it made it into the show.
yeah, whenever so I noticed that it was Captain Marvel whenever you were doing the like headshot next to Lindsay or whatever, but whenever you were doing your little crazy like dance in the back, I was like, did she switch into a Spider-Man outfit? Because I didn't realize that Captain Marvel's like legs.
Yeah. I also wore my character tap shoes for that. I was on carpet, like I wasn't actually tapping, but I thought might as well just go all in. Are you drinking your Route 44 water, Cynthia?
Yes, I'm almost through. So like I only drink water, but this has the effect of caffeine because it makes me need to pee. So like I'll be up peeing. Like I'm normally in bed for like 2 hours by now. So
jeez.
Just noticed that Dana is gone, and so is Taylor. So
Taylor's still here. She just had to get something.
yeah, you're peeing. That's fine.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Kate.
Cynthia, how was hosting?
It was, I don't know. It was fun.
It was great. Y'all did great.
It was
one thing,
it was
and
fun.
I put it in the comments, but I don't think anybody saw it in time. But did y'all just end up just not deciding not to do the photo of the week, or did you just forget about it, or?
It was not. Yeah, it was in the outline. Yeah.
It didn't make the. So to pull back the curtain a little bit, we have an outline that we follow, and it's got like each segment, and we highlight like who's got what, and sometimes that thing is like it's like the Bible, like you have to follow it step by step, and sometimes it's just kind of a guideline.
Sometimes it's like my church's interpretation of the Bible.
Yeah, but yeah, if something doesn't make the outline, which for this, I don't know why this week it didn't make the outline, the photo of the week, but if it's not on the outline, it's definitely not going to be covered. Like sometimes there's things on the outline that we skip on purpose because we run low on time, but this time they just, for whatever reason, it didn't make the outline.
So we can pull it in the Dad's After Dark when Dana comes back if we want.
Taylor, we can hear you just getting your pills. Sorry.
So I will say that yeah, I mean, I know Mike, because he's been around a little bit longer, and I've done a show with Rodney and Dana, but yeah, it was, I mean, Cynthia just doing the show and having somebody that I've worked with on so many different levels on so many different things, I think was helpful. I mean, not that I'm like a super sort of shy or reserved person, although I probably am different than most other theater people, right? Because I'm relatively new in the grand scheme of things, right?
Not as new as Dana and Rodney, so you're
not
good.
as new as Dana and Rodney, but I tend to be a bit more introverted, and so there are some things that theater people do, quite frankly, where I'm just like, that's just not something that I do or I enjoy.
I thought from a personal standpoint, I'm glad that Cynthia was there too. Just from I had no idea she was going to be hosting when I asked the question I asked, which, by the way, James, thank you for catching the Daniel manual that I mentioned at the beginning. Cynthia.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody else got that. But
I read that and I was like, that must be an inside thing because
I missed that.
Yeah, there was another guy in the theater that was kind of on his way out about the time I was on my way in, named David Daniel. And so
yes.
Randy often referred to me as Daniel Manuel.
It's okay. Randy called me Rachel for the first 3 years.
Truthfully, I honestly think that might have helped me get into Jesus Christ Superstar on the invitation only, because David Daniel was the one who had to back out. And I had just been in the show that, well, we can name it because Adrian's not here anymore, not here tonight, but.
Whistle down the wind.
And on
and
that
so
note,
I wonder if that didn't help at least, bring my attention, bring me to Randy's attention when David Daniel was the one who backed out and David Daniel was this guy in this show. And I don't know how I got invited, but I'll take it.
We're gonna move to After Dark.
Hey, wait! Before you do that, it's been requested that we do the photo of the week before you move to After Dark.
Oh, who was that? I saw that in the thing. Who was that?
That was me.
That was you. Okay.
Yeah. 102 DJ Man 10-2 is my birthday, and DJ is my initials.
What's the website?
Oh my gosh.
It's
All
My
right.
Fair Lady.
My fair, yes, my fair ladies. All right, here we go.
Taylor.
Yes.
I think that, did also Randy not get your last name pronounced correctly?
Oh, never.
I think I remember this.
Wait.
Hello, Dolly.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, look, it's Rao.
Is that Shiloh?
That is
looks
Shiloh.
like a Shiloh Barty. Who's
And
this?
then who's that? Yeah.
Oh,
That's Taylor. That's the other
Yes.
Taylor.
and
yeah.
she worked at Disney, didn't she? Wasn't she a dancer at Disney?
Yeah, she was a dancer at Disney, but she's got some, and I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I know she has a medical condition that she's not supposed to dance anymore. So now she lives in Dallas.
Oh no.
I know.
It was her and another girl that came together. They both danced.
It was Jackie Kilgore.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So this is Rao, clearly. And who is this in the back?
Oh, what's that guy's name? He's been in a couple, he's been 2 shows, right?
His name is John.
He's an older gentleman.
Yeah, it's like John Warner or Werner something.
What was Rao's character in Hello, Dolly?
She was Dolly.
He was
Hello,
Dolly.
Dolly.
That was, I think, Rob's first show that he
Yes,
directed
it was.
here.
It was.
I gotta be super honest with you guys. Not a big fan of Helen Dolly.
I got to see it with Bette Midler and a bunch of theater alumni.
Diva Point.
It was the best.
I saw it with Bernadette Peters, and it was amazing. And the guy from Frozen, who was the what is his name? Santini. He was on My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Oh, Prince Hans.
Yes.
Prince Hans,
Yes,
yeah.
Prince Hans, not Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Crazy
No, he was on
yes.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think it was the same cast that was with Bette Midler, Kate.
Yeah, I think that those big names that they brought in to play Dolly had shorter contracts.
Yeah.
But it was a fun show. It was it was kind of a last minute thing. I think that, so Cameron Mosier somehow got tickets through his school and they were only $70 for one of the first shows. So I think me and Casey Gilbert and him and maybe one other person, but we were all theater company alumni, went and saw it. We just all came from our different spots in the city. So that was kind of a cool day.
Once again, referencing what James Cho was talking about in the show.
I gave a shout to Cameron.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
He's the best.
Good. All right, folks. I need to kill this, but we will stay here. If you are watching and you go to Facebook and follow us on Facebook, you will see the link to the Zoom, and you can join us on Zoom for a little extra after hours talk. So, peace, as Madeline would say. Bye, guys.